Good day, students. Last class we have seen the structure and uses of various types of alcohols, isn't it? So according to syllabus, last class I have shown some of the structures and uses of some of the compounds in the alcohols. That is in the third chapter. So now we are going to see the uses, structure and uses of various types of aldehydes. So aldehydes and ketones are in our fourth chapter. So we already discussed various named reactions around six named reactions. Now we are going to see the structure and uses of various aldehydes. So what is aldehyde? So what is the general functional group of aldehyde? So that is HCHO, isn't it? So among that, so one of the first aldehyde, that is the simplest aldehyde, is a formaldehyde, that is with one carbon. So first we see the formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is a simple organic compound with the formula CH2O, and it is of most interest to doctors, scientists, as well as to many other industries. Why? Because of its unique chemical properties. So this is the structure of formaldehyde. And what are the uses? So formaldehyde is generally used in both in medical field as well as in the industrial field. So formaldehyde is used as an antiseptic. So last class also I discussed that whenever we say that the molecule is an antiseptic or antibiotic, that means it is has a capacity to kill most bacteria and fungi, and it is used in the treatment of warts and some parasites. So warts are nothing but that is nothing but, so just like a, not moles but what's, so you can see in the net. So what's are nothing but there is. Next, it is used in the production and sterilization of some vaccines. So some of the vaccines are produced and sterilized with the help of formaldehyde. And a formaldehyde precursor is used as an alternative to antibiotics in the treatment of urinary tract infections. So, in order to treat the urinary tract infections, a formaldehyde precursor is used. So, when we have taken that formaldehyde precursor, and the kidney will turns that precursor into formaldehyde. As we cannot take the formaldehyde directly, so we are taking the formaldehyde precursor, and in kidney that precursor. So, precursor is nothing but which is a before step of formaldehyde. For example, A gives B. So suppose B is a formaldehyde and A is a precursor for the formaldehyde. So in order to get B, we are taking the A, and when it enters into the kidney, the A will be turns into B, so that which can be used to treat the urinary tract infections. And it is also used in some personal hygiene, which will helps to prevent the bacterial growth. So all these are the uses in the medicine. And what about the formaldehyde uses in the industry? So it is used as a reactant to produce many artificial materials such as resins, plastics, and other industrial chemicals. And it is also used to treat the clothes to make the so treat the clothes which are a fabric grease resistant. And it is also used to produce materials used in numerous parts of car manufacture, and it is also used for the production of plywood, carpenting, and building insulation. And it is also used in the sanitary paper products such as napkins, paper towels, tissues, etc. And it is also used to produce paints and explosives. And as we have discussed, it is having some antibacterial and antifungal properties. So it is used in the commercial farmings. So farmings where we used to where we will have a um, pet animals, where we have a farm animals like oxes and buffaloes, and in that farming we generally use the animal feed. We generally have a animal feed. So to prevent the bacterial fungal growth in animal feed, we generally use the formaldehyde. And it is also used in the development of some types of photography films. So all these are the uses of the formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is one of the simplest form of aldehyde, and which is having a very vital properties, are which is very useful in the various sectors. It is mainly used by the industries as well as in the medicine. Okay. So next one is paraaldehyde. So next aldehyde is a um, in spite of having many uses, the formaldehyde is very dangerous to human health. So even though it can be used as antibacterial, antifungal, it cannot be ingested by our human beings. Why? Because it is toxic to the human body and it causes the irritation to the skin, lungs, as well as to the other respiratory organs, so which may leads to some types of long term problem. So that's why the formaldehyde is very safely used in spite of all these properties and uses. And our next one is paraldehyde. So paraldehyde, so this is the structure of paraldehyde. So paraldehyde is not a simple aldehyde, and generally we will not study in the nomenclature, isn't it? So we haven't studied the paraldehyde in the nomenclature. So this is a different type. So just like a benzene, but it is having the three carbons and three oxygens. And the three carbons are attached with the three methyl groups. Can you able to follow my class? So it is mainly used for the treatment of alcoholism and in the treatment of nervous and mental conditions. So in some mental patients, they generally excited to very high state because of their nervous problem or the mental condition, and they are unable to sleep. In that case, the paraldehyde is generally used to calm that person. Okay, and it is mainly used as a safer and effective medicine for the treatment of alcoholism, and which has replaced so many drugs. And it is a central nervous system depressant and is used as a effective anticonvulsant. So what is meant by anticonvulsant? So anticonvulsant is nothing but which is used to treat the convulsions. So convulsions are nothing but scissors. So scissors are nothing but so pakshvatam. సో పక్షవాతం వచ్చిన పేషెంట్స్ ఎలా ఉంటారు? ఫుల్ ఎక్సైటెడ్గా ఉండి వాళ్ళు కంట్రోల్ చేయరు. సో అలాంటి కేసెస్లో సో దిస్ ఇస్ మెయిన్లీ యూజ్ టు ట్రీట్ ద ఇట్ ఈస్ మెయిన్లీ యూజ్డ్ యాజ్ యాంటీ కన్వల్సెంట్, hypnotic and sedative. So hypnotic and sedatives are nothing but they are the similar terms. So which is mainly used to uh, induce sleep in a patients which are unable to sleep. And it is also included in some cough medicine as an expectorant. And generally this so before earlier this paraldehyde was the last injection given to Alice Morel in 1950, so which was given by a killer called as Adams. So why he has given, he has tried to murder that Morel. So in the lastly it was used by the this Adam, and it is used as a hypnotic and sedative. So the patients who are suffering with insomnia, that means they are unable to sleep. So because of their psychiatric problems, this paraldehyde will be given. As we have discussed, this can be used as an anti-seizure. That is nothing but in the treatment of convulsions. So convulsions are nothing but seizures. And paraldehyde is also so in the epilepsy. So in the so this convulsion is also called as epilepsy. So in one type of epilepsy is called as status epilepticus. Generally this epilepsy is treated by various drugs like diazepam and benzodiazepines. So I'm just explaining, you need not mention all these characters or all these uses in the exam. Just you in order to make you people understand more reliable. So I'm just explaining the why we are using this drug as like a anticonvulsant or anti-seizure drug. So just I'm explaining the reason behind this. Okay. So no need to mention all these drugs. You people may not know these drugs as you will going to study in the medicinal chemistry. I think you people are clear that. So unlike diazepam and benzodiazepines, so this diazepam and benzodiazepines are generally used as a anticonvulsant drugs. So these drugs generally suppress the breathing at therapeutic doses. So in emergency medication only generally these drugs will be given. So parallel treatment will be generally used to give the patient, to calm the patient, to induce the sleep in a patient, and to avoid the seizures. And paraldehyde is also alternative to phenytoin and phenobarbital. So these two drugs also used to treat the epilepsy. And what is the main advantage of paraldehyde is nothing but it is having the wide spectrum of efficacy for different seizure types. So this can be used for different seizures as well as for the different people like adults and young people as well as with the children's. and it is also having the very related to respiratory depressant effect, as this respiratory depressant effect is mostly seen in the in various anticonvulsant drugs. But what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is nothing but it is a availability is very limited, and it is also irritational effect on the rectal mucosa, as well as it causes a very unpleasant pungent odor. So this is about the paraldehyde. So in oral, we can say that this paraldehyde is mainly used to treat the alcoholic persons. That means the person who have taken the alcohol and they exit vigorously, isn't it? So in order to calm that patient, so in order to make that patient to calm or to induce sleep or to avoid the seizures, this paraldehyde is widely used. And with comparison to various drugs like barbiturates, phenytoin, and benzodiazepines, all these drugs generally they cause a depressant, a respiratory depressant effect. But this paraldehyde will not cause, which may cause, but it may cause very little effect. That it will cause a little depressant effect. So the paraldehyde is widely used in order to calm the patient with the seizures. And our next one is chloral hydrate. So chloral hydrate is also a, so this is the structure of chloral hydrate. So chloral hydrate is nothing but this is one methyl group, this is one carbon, and this is another carbon. And the one carbon is attached with two OH groups, and another carbon is attached with the three chloride groups, isn't it? So this is nothing. So in IUPAC name you can call it as a, this is a 1,2 dihydroxy 1,1 dihydroxy 2,2,2 trimethyl ethane, isn't it? I think you people got the right name for this compound. And this chloral hydrate is also called as Noctec aquachloral. Noctec or aquachloral is also called as a chloral hydrate, which is a sedative and hypnotic. So as I have discussed in the earlier, sedative and hypnotic is nothing but that is the drug which can be used to treat patients which are unable to sleep. So the condition which is unable to sleep is called as a insomnia, and which is mainly so this chloral hydrate is first developed in 1832, and it is the oldest sleep medication still in use today. And what are the other uses? So other uses are nothing but this drug is mainly used to induce the sleep before surgery. So why before surgery? Because during the surgery we may not experience that pain and to treat the post surgical pains, as well as it is also used for the treatment of alcohol withdrawal symptoms. So you people can observe almost there is a similar uses of both paraldehyde and the chloral hydrate, isn't it? And this chloral hydrate is generally taken by the mouth as a liquid syrup or a soft capsules, also may be taken in the form of a renal suppositories. And the sedative effect begins in about 30 minutes, and it will induce sleep in most people in about 60 minutes. And this chloral hydrate has declared in recent years because of the development of various sedatives and hypnotic drugs such as benzodiazepines. And this chloral hydrate is also called as chloral, the first synthetically produced sedative hypnotic drug, which is commonly used in 19th century to treat the insomnia and still occasionally used to reduce anxiety, produce sleep before surgery. And this chloral hydrate is acts as a depressant on the central nervous system with similar effects to the drug of barbiturates. So almost there is a similarity between the paraldehyde as well as the chlorohydrate. So you people just have to mention the uses, but when compared with the paraldehyde, the chloral hydrate is lessly used when compared with the benzodiazepines. But when compared with the benzodiazepines, the paraldehyde is widely used because of its less respiratory depressant effect. So next one is acetaldehyde. So acetaldehyde is the next. So formaldehyde is a single carbon compound, isn't it? So formaldehyde is a single carbon aldehyde, and acetaldehyde is a two carbons aldehyde. So aldehyde is an organic compound, usually in a liquid state, which is colorless, highly flammable, with a suffocating smell. So what is a flammable? So flammable and inflammable both are similar words, as they may be easily catches fire, isn't it? So acetaldehyde is a ubiquitous in the ambient environment. What is meant by ubiquitous? So ubiquitous is nothing but it may be found almost in the nature. So wherever you will search, there you will find the acetaldehyde. That means it is a intermediate product of higher plant respiration, as well as it will be formed as a product of incomplete wood combustion in fireplaces and wood stoves, and incomplete combustion of coffee roasting, burning of tobacco, vehicle exhaust fumes, and coal refining and waste processing. And many individuals are generally exposed to acetaldehyde by breathing the ambient air. And these generally mostly in, so there is a two highest source of emissions generally from the fireplaces, wood stoves, as well as from the industrial emissions. So this is a acetaldehyde. So there is a, so two carbons are present, isn't it? H C double bond O H is a formaldehyde, CH3 C double bond O H is a acetaldehyde. So what are the uses of acetaldehyde? So acetaldehyde is generally used as an intermediate in the synthesis of other chemicals. And acetaldehyde is used in the production of perfumes, polyesters, resins, basic dyes. And it is also used as a fruit and fish preservative. And acetaldehyde is also used as a flavoring agent and denaturant for alcohols in fuel compositions and for hardening gelatin. And it is also used as a solvent in the rubber, tanning, and paper industries. And the next compound is benzaldehyde. So you know benzaldehyde is a, so benzene which is attached with the aldehyde group. So benzaldehyde is a organic chemical compound and which is also a aromatic compound. The name is the IUPAC name is nothing but benzene, and this is a carbaldehyde. And besides, it is also sometimes called as a benzene carboxyaldehyde or phenyl methanol or benzoic aldehyde. So there are three types of synonyms. In exam, generally they may ask, write the structure and uses of benzoic aldehyde or phenyl methanol. They may not use the constant term that is a benzaldehyde, which is given in the syllabus. So you people have to remember all the synonyms which are available for the given compound. And the chemical formula of benzaldehyde is nothing but, so this is a C6H5, isn't it? And here one more 6 is present. So this is a C7H6 and we are having the O. That's why the chemical formula of benzaldehyde is C7H6O. And the compound is considered under recommended storage conditions, and it should be kept it should be kept in a tightly sealed container in a cool dry place, or which should be kept far from the light and the heat. And it is strongly recommended to store chemical under the nitrogen away from incompatible substances like strong acids and reducing agents. And coming to the uses, what are the uses of benzaldehyde? So benzaldehyde has many uses. It is actually believed to be one of the industrially useful aldehyde. And the chemical, so this chemical is primarily applied as a food additive to give products and the beverages as almond scent. So in order to give an almond scent to the products and the food products and the beverages, generally benzaldehyde is used as a additive. And it is also used in the manufacture of cosmetic personal care products. And industrially, this substance serves as a precursor to the wide range of other organic compounds. So precursor is nothing but which may be used as a starting material or which may be used as a raw material for the production of various other organic compounds, and it is also used from plastic. So it is used as a precursor from plastic additives to pharmaceuticals. And it is also one of the important components of acridine aniline dyes such as malachite green. And beekeepers, so beekeepers, what they will you used to do, so the beekeepers are mainly, they will mainly used to produce honey. So in order to make the honeys to move away from their nest, they generally use this benzaldehyde as a bee repellent. So they put the benzaldehyde solution on a fume board near the honeycomb so that the bees will be flew away from the honeycomb, so that they will take the honey from the honeycombs. And it is also benzaldehyde is also used have a carcinostatic and anti-tumor. So carcinogenic is different from the carcinostatic. So carcinogenic is nothing but which may causes the cancer, So carcinostatic is nothing but which will avoids the cancer or which is also having the anti-tumor properties. At the concentrations which is used in the cosmetics. So what are the concentration that is used in the cosmetics which is not considered to be a risk to human beings. Irrespective of its limited irritation and sensitization data, the benzaldehyde can be um, used, and it is having the less adverse reactions, and it is widely used in various cosmetic products. And the next one is cinnamaldehyde. So cinnamaldehyde is an organic compound which is mainly used as a which is having the formula that is C6H5. So this ring is a C6H5 and followed by this is CH double bond CH and CHO. Is it clear? So what is the molecular formula? So this is a C6H5, CH double bond CH and COH. And this is a generally this cinnamaldehyde is occurs in the trans isomer occur in the form of a cis. So we have the two types of isomers, that is cis and trans, and this is generally occurs as a trans isomer. So this cinnamaldehyde is generally used for its flavor and odor. Cinnamon, so it is a phenyl propanide that is naturally synthesized by the schematic pathway. This is a pale yellow and viscous liquid occurs at the bark of cinnamon trees and other species of the genus cinnamon. The essential oil of cinnamon bark is cinnamaldehyde. So you people know what is a cinnamon? So just go through the word that is a cinnamon. Cinnamon is generally used in the condiments. So from that cinnamon, you will get the cinnamaldehyde. And the cinnamon bark. So just like a దాల్చిన చెక్క. సో జస్ట్ లైక్ సో దాల్చిన చెక్కలాగే ఉంటుందండి కొంచెం. సో సిన్నమన్ bark. So bark is nothing but that's a బెరడు. So cinnamon bark is generally consists of about 90% of cinnamaldehyde. So this is the structure of cinnamaldehyde. And the applications of cinnamaldehyde. Cinnamaldehyde is a flavoring in chewing gum, ice creams, candies, liquids, beverages, and it is usually used in the range from 9 to 4,900 parts per million. And it is also used in some perfumes because of its sweet and fruit scents. And it's used for the almond, apricot, butterscotch, and other aromas. We partially employ the compound for their pleasant smells. And the cinnamaldehyde can be used as a food adulterant, and powdered beech husk aromatized with the cinnamaldehyde can be marketed as a powder cinnamon. Okay, and this cinnamaldehyde can be tested as a safe, effective insecticides against mosquito larva. So, in order to kill the mosquito larva, this can be used as an effective insecticide. A concentration of 29 ppm parts per million of cinnamaldehyde can kill the half of Aedes aegypti mosquito larva in 24 hours. And this trans cinnamaldehyde works as a potent fumigant and practical repellent for the adult mosquitoes. And this cinnamaldehyde is a corrosion inhibitor for steel and other ferrous alloys in corrosive fluids such as hydrochloric acid. And it is generally it can be acts like a corrosion inhibitor by forming a protective film on the metal surface. And it can be also used in a combination with other compounds like dispersing agents, solvents, and other surfactants. And some early evidences suggest that cinnamaldehyde blocks the formation of protein aggregation into neurofibrillary tangles. So, which mainly, so this pathway is the main in the Alzheimer's disease. So, in Alzheimer's patients, generally the protein aggregation maybe leads to neurofibrillary tangles, which may leads to Alzheimer's disease, that is memory loss. So this cinnamaldehyde generally blocks that pathway. So this can be maybe used to treat the Alzheimer's disease. And cinnamaldehyde has many antimicrobial properties, and it is a TRPA activator and can excite several sensory neurons that are mainly cold sensitive neurons to cause a uh, nociceptive behavior in mice, and is also used to improve the metabolic health by directly acting on adipocytes. So adipocytes are nothing but they are the cells which stores the fat. So uh, when it directly acts in the adipocytes, so it causes the burning energy, so it will burns the fat. and this is mainly also appear to protect the mice against obesity and the hyperglycemia. So generally we can say that this hyperglycemia or obesity is mainly occurs due to the heavy fat, isn't it? Obesity is mainly occurs due to heavy fat. So in the before point only we have seen that cinnamaldehyde is mainly used to, it mainly directly attacks the adipocytes and it avoids the formation of the, it burns the fat. So this is the various uses of cinnamaldehyde. So for each drug, I am discussing around 7 to 8 points. So you need not mention all the points in the exam. You can mention the points in simple sentences, like it can be used as an antifungal, it can be used in the used in some perfumes, etc. At least you have to remember 5 points for each drug. And structure is very important. You people have to practice all the structures. Okay, and you can write the uses simply, but you have to practice the structure of each and every compound. Just you can write in a simple sentence. In exam, they are asking either for 2 marks, either 5 marks, and even for the last batch they have asked for 10 marks. So don't take it easy. In every chapter you have so many compounds. You have to study structure and uses of all those compounds. So next one is vanillin. So vanillin is an organic compound with a molecular formula of C8H8O3. So this is a benzene ring, and where we can say this is a C double bond O, and this is OH, and this is OH. So this is not OH, this is O, and this is CH3. Okay, and this is a C double bond OH, and this is OH. So that's why this is a C8H8O3. It is a phenolic aldehyde. What is a phenol? So aromatic ring which is directly attached with the OH is called as a phenol. Its functional groups includes aldehyde. So this is a aldehyde and this is hydroxyl and this is a ether. Ether is nothing but ROR. So this is a C6H5, this is O and this is CH3. So vanillin consists of various types of functional groups. This is aldehyde, this is hydroxyl and this is ether. And it is mainly primary component for the extract of vanilla. Is the primary component of the extract of the vanilla bean. Synthetic vanillin is now more often used the natural vanilla extract as a flavoring agent in foods, beverages, and pharmaceuticals. సో వెనీలా అనగానే మీకు ఏం గుర్తొస్తుందండి? ఏదో ఫ్లేవర్ ఏదో గుర్తొస్తున్నట్టుంది కదా? నాకైతే ఐస్ క్రీమ్ గుర్తొస్తుంది. So, so next coming to our topic. So vanillin and ethyl vanillin are used by the food industry. So ethyl vanillin is more expensive but has a stronger load when compared with the normal vanillin. And it is differs from the vanillin by having an ethoxy group. So here we can say that this is a vanillin where it is having only this is O and this is CH3. But in the case of ethyl vanillin, it will have the C2H5. That is, it is having the ethyl group. Okay. And instead of methoxy group, so that is OCH3 group, it is will have the OCH2 CH3 group. And natural vanilla extract is a mixture of several hundred different compounds in addition to vanillin. So artificial vanilla flavoring is often the solution of pure vanillin, usually of synthetic origin. Because of its scarcity and expense of natural vanilla extract, synthetic preparations are going. And this first commercial synthesis of vanilla is begin with readily available natural compound that is eugenol. So generally this eugenol is generally we can extract from the clove. So clove is nothing but lavangam. So which is also one of the condiment. And what are the uses of this? What are the uses of this vanillin? So the largest use of vanillin is a flavoring agent, and it is usually used in the sweet foods, the ice creams, and the chocolate industries together comprises 75% of the market for vanillin as a flavoring agent, with smaller amounts being used in the confections as well as in the baked foods. And vanillin is used in the fragrance industry in perfumes to mask the unpleasant odor and taste in medicines. livestock fodder, and cleaning products. It is also used as a important unit in various different flavors, especially in the premium profile such as cream soda. And it is also used for the general purpose train for visualizing spots in TLC. So in various chromatographic like thin layer chromatography plates. So you people may not know what's a chromatography. You people will study in 4-1. So it is one of the analytical technique. In that case, we generally use plates. That plates are called as thin layer chromatography plates. So in thin layer chromatography plates, some spots will be formed. So in order to visualize that spots, we generally use vanillin. So when you spray the vanillin on that spots, that spots will be easily visible to us. And whenever we spray that vanillin on that spots, we will get the some colors. And this vanillin HCl is also used as a staining to localization of the tannins in cells. And this vanillin is used as a chemical intermediate in the production of pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, and other fine chemicals. And it is used in the synthesis of various perfumes, flavorings, and aromatic masking in medicine, various consumers and cleaning products, as well in the livestock foods. And vanillin is mainly used for the preparation of pharmaceutical drugs for Parkinson's disease, hypertension, and many other drugs. And vanillin can also used for rubbers, plastics as well. The manufacturing process of tobacco use need vanillin as a flavoring in cigarettes. So even in the cigarettes also they use the vanillins for a flavoring agent. And so why it can be used as a flavoring agent, because it masks the harshness of the tobacco smoke and makes the smoking easier. సో పాడైపోవడానికి అన్నీ యూజ్ చేస్తారనమాట. సో these are the various types of the uses of vanilla. So while explaining or while listening, you people may think that this is very easy topic, you can easily write in exam. But don't think like that, because you are having entirely almost around 30 to 40 compounds. You people have to practice, or you people have to write that structure, and you people have to remember all the uses. So uses of around 30 to 40 compounds, so don't take it easy. But you people have to have a minimum common sense. So vanillin is nothing but that is a vanilla flavor. That means the vanillin can be used as a flavoring agent. So in that way, you have to write the. So don't by heart all the uses. Just think for a while. So this flavoring using can be used in the cosmetics. That can be used in not in cosmetics. That can be used in in medicines, in food, in ice creams, in condiment, in confectionery, in bakery. So in that way you can write, but don't mix the uses of one another. For example, if I say something like paraldehyde, so paraldehyde cannot be used as a flavoring agent, isn't it? So if you think that okay, no problem, you can write it as a flavoring agent. So don't think like that. So you can write almost nearer to that use, but don't use like vanillin can be used as an antidepressant agent. This can be used as hypnotic and sedative. So don't write it like that. You can write almost nearer to that use. Okay. So the next compound is hexamine. So hexamine is also called as hexamethylene tetramine, and this is also called as a methanamide. So already I have told, for every compound there are so many synonyms. You have to mention that synonyms. You have to remember that synonyms, because in exam they may not ask directly write the structure and uses of hexamine. They may ask you like that, write the structure and uses of methanamide. So which is a white crystalline heterocyclic organic compound which is highly soluble in water, and its chemical formula is CH2 6 times and N4. This is a flammable solid, has a case-like structure which is similar to adamantine. And hexamethylene tetramine is used in the synthesis of various several chemical compounds such as plastics, pharmaceuticals, and rubber additives. So this is the structure of hexamine. So this is a bit tough structure, but you people can easily practice and you can easily write. So this is a benzene-like structure, and which is having the 4 nitrogens along with this extra. Okay. So this hexamethylene tetramine is dominantly used in the production of various powdery or liquid preparation of phenolic resins. And phenolic resins molding compounds. So where it is as a hardening component. So generally, in order to harden the resins as well as the phenolic resins, this can be used. And these products also used as a binder in the manufacture of brake and clutch linings, abrasive products, non-woven textiles, and parts produced by molding process and the fireproof materials. And it is used as a medical profession. It is used in the medical profession for the treatment of UTI, that is urinary tract infection. And moreover, whenever we burn this hexamine, it is generally smokeless and has a high energy density of 30 megazoules per kilogram. And it will not it doesn't liquefy while burning, and it will not leave any ashes. So this hexamethylene tretramine is a component of hexamine fuel tablets used by the campers, mobilists, the military, and the relief organization for heating the camping food as well as military rations. Why they generally used? Because generally whenever, so wherever they go, they generally they resides very secretly, so that other people may not know, or other, so whoever may be terrorists like that. So in order to avoid that, they generally use for camping food, so that they can, so the no smoke will be delivered, so that they can be easily cooked, and they can be they cannot be easily seen by other peoples. Okay. And the crystalline compound is used as a reagent in organic chemistry, and it is used as a feed additive, as a preservative, and it is also used as a base component for the manufacture of various certain explosives, and it is used as an adhesive, sealants, as well as it is used in the agriculture products, automobile care products, building construction materials, and it is used in the CBI, and it is used for the plastic rubber products, plastic and the rubber products. So this is about the various uses of the hexamide structure. Okay. So these are the various seven components. So I have discussed the seven components. Just write the structure and uses of each component. Make a notes so that people can easily understand and you can easily write it in an exam. So these are the various components in the aldehydes. So rest we are having the carboxylic acids and the amines.